Wow, this is amazing. It is wonderful to see so many familiar faces and to meet so many of you last night. And it's also amazing to meet so many new faces. So it's just been a wonderful time to meet all of you. Some of you I first met at the very first Roblox rally at the Exploratorium. There's a few of you that are here. And I want to thank many of you who came up to me last night and just talked a little about how Roblox has been such a big part of your lives. First as a player, then as an aspiring artist or developer through your college. So thank you for all of you who came up to me. It was really, really special. This is a really elite conference. This isn't a conference where anyone can come. This is an invite-only conference that is bringing the best of the Roblox community. It's really a gathering of some of the best artists, game developers, game designers, coders, group moderators, some of the best in the world. And we're really, really flattered to have you here. We really appreciate it. We hold this conference for two reasons. First, really kind of selfishly, we're trying to build the best product in the world. And getting your feedback directly is super invaluable to us. So I was talking to you a lot last night. If you want something better, if you have a vision for a cool feature, please let us know. Let me know, let us know. Our job here is really to get all of your information about how to do a better job. But second, this is all about helping to make you more successful. And we've migrated from what we used to call game developer conferences, where it was a lot of our players, to a pure focus on developers. And it's kind of coincided with our movement to a real platform where people are making livings. So it's great to have you here. Last night, I think I met people from Estonia, if you can believe it, Amsterdam, around the world. Our country count has gone way up. Over 20 countries represented here. It's really the biggest gathering we've ever had. We're about twice as big as last year. We have about 300 plus people coming this year. We're really glad to have all of you with us. Gonna go first with a quick update on just the company. So things are going amazingly well at Roblox. For those of you that track us in the App Store ratings or follow us in the news, it's really been an amazing last year. But it all rests on developer success. And our whole company is really built on the content that you all create. I want to highlight a few really great things we've seen. 2 different experiences, both with 1 billion plays now. So let's just give it up to Meep City and Jailbreak. Mining Simulator, as an example, starting to see games that are going to be produced in multiple languages. And this year we're on track to have our devs earn over $70 million. So we've come a long way in 4 years from when we were a platform where everyone was just kind of doing this for fun. Cool thing is we still do it for fun, but now people can make livings and companies on top of this. Second, to that dev growth is really user growth, and you've seen the numbers. Here's a little chart. We're coming up on that billion hour of play month, and for some of you, you may have remembered a really early Roblox rally where I think we were hitting about 40 million hours, and we were talking that's about 10% of the physical time spent with Lego bricks. We're way beyond that. I ran some numbers just last night for fun. The NBC network in prime time has about 9 million viewers. If you multiply that by 3 hours and then you multiply that by 30 days, that starts to be right around 800 to 900 million hours. So literally our platform is engaging people as much as a major TV network right now. And there's a lot of room to go there. In some categories, like 9 through 12 USA, the amount of engagement on our platform is starting to approach some of the big ones, like YouTube and Netflix. And we have big dreams. We think we can go from 1 billion to 10 billion to well beyond that in user engagement. The company's really doing great. We're building an amazing company, and we're building an amazing company really with your help. We have hired an amazing group of talent, and we've kept the ratio of the people working in engineering and product somewhat consistent over the history of the company. We've always been a technical, product, visionary type company. We're coming up on 400 people right now, and 3/4 of those people are trying and working and figuring out cool ways to make Roblox better so we can really do a better job supporting all of you. We've started going through that phase, whereas we go from 200 people to 500 people to 1,000, we got to figure out how do we scale the company and how do we grow this way. This next slide actually is just a highlight of what's going on inside Roblox right now. There are over 20 independent teams in Roblox, each with product leadership, engineering leadership, or marketing leadership, or financial leadership. That's kind of allowing us to create teams within a big team or companies within Roblox. And you're going to meet many of those leaders here today. So we have a team focused purely on developer tools. We have a team purely focused on player experience. So when you meet people, you can ask, what team are you working on? We really got lucky in our move, and I got to thank the Roblox team, to our new facility that a lot of you, I believe, toured yesterday, and you're welcome to tour whenever you want. We have a beautiful new campus, and we have a lot of room to grow. So come by anytime. We'd love to have you visit Roblox HQ. It's come a long way from that tall, blocky black tower that all of us know and love. Shedletsky, did you build Roblox HQ? Okay, so it's come a long way from Roblox HQ to really awesome Roblox HQ. We've always believed the best way to teach millions and millions of up-and-coming game developers to create, to code, to design, to become artists, to become game designers is to make a really popular commercial platform that is very accessible and free. And then in the backwash of that, just like Google Docs, for example, we get millions and millions of people learning to code and to create. I'm really proud that this year the dam kind of broke and over 500 summer camps around the world started using Roblox in their curriculum. So there's going to be just a lot of momentum on our platform as a lot more people really learn computer science, amongst other things, on Roblox. The press has taken good notice of us. We're starting to be emerge a little from our stealthy mode here. And with some of the functionality that you're going to see today, I think you're going to start to see our footprint in the press do justice to the size of the impact we have and the number of players we have. Highlights, for example, recently at South by Southwest, we got to actually meet with someone who shares our vision. Many of you have maybe read Ready Player One or seen the movie. And I got to interview Ernie Klein. Combination in the book and the story for me.
This guy created kind of the kids version of the Oasis, Roblox, which my daughter plays every night, and it's amazing. My daughter, she doesn't want allowance, she wants Robux, and I give them to her, but she has to explain to me why she wants the object or what she wants to buy, and so it's research. I tell her it's research for my next novel in the Ready Player One universe.
So we really, it was really powerful for us because sometimes when we talk about the vision of our company and where it could go, Ready Player One isn't too crazy to think about, and where these platforms are going ultimately more realistic, more immersive. It's a little bit of an interesting highlight and a target of where we might be. On the whole, in addition to the product, on just our marketing team and what's happened, you've seen our rankings really climb well and us starting to be featured a lot in the app stores. had some great partnerships beyond Ready Player One. The Bloxies are huge now, almost 1 million views. And one cool thing on the licensing that you're going to start to see is, in addition to toys, in addition to books, we're starting to imagine a vision where all of our developers are, in addition to game creators, they're avatar creators, they're story creators, they're situational creators. And the movie and the TV industry is really starving for interesting new content. So we fully believe in some far-off future that all of our Roblox creators will also be content creators that we might find on Netflix someday. A little insight into our vision and where we see this all going. Our belief, and we've had it ever since we started Roblox, is that there is a new category out there. It's the category we all implicitly know and understand, and it's the category where people experience things together, really. They go fishing together, they survive a natural disaster together, they work at a pizza place together, they're in a runway show together. And a lot of these experiences aren't traditionally gaming oriented. They're social, and they're places where people make and fortify friendships. This new category borrows a bit from social networking in that it's all about friends, and it borrows a bit from gaming in that this is about 3D and multiplayer. It borrows a little from media and toys, but our belief is there's a new category emerging. It's going to be significant. And we have our eyes on shepherding and stewarding in this category along with your help, and we think it could be as big, if not bigger, than any of these other media categories. Those numbers, just for those financial people, are probably about 3-month-old market capitalizations in billions of those various companies. So you can see how big this opportunity is. One thing, we do a lot of things really well, I think, at Roblox. One thing we do really well is find great people. One thing we do really well is execute on our vision. But one other thing we do really well, I feel, is we're good at telling the future. And an example would be that slide that we just saw. It was very similar to our business plan from 10 years ago. For those of you that, I believe were at the Roblox Game Conference in Santa Clara about 6 years ago, we made a few predictions. I'm going to go quickly through them, and then I'm going to make a few more for the future. This was a time when we didn't have studio plugins, where we didn't have really good starter templates, where if we went forward, there was a time when we didn't have a mobile app or we didn't have an iPad app. And there was a time when many people thought that would be a very difficult pivot for us to make. Now the market, on this one I really feel strongly, the market has borne us out, that multi-device cross-platform play is critical. And as we look to China, for example, that's going to be predominantly a mobile marketplace. We knew, obviously, we needed a debugger. We knew, going through it, we needed to increase scale. Scale's something that we just had a fun talk with our engine team. We'll actually be working on forever, so scale will never stop. Really want to highlight articulated physics, and I'll do it in the next slide as well. We predicted, in addition to a lot of improvements in our graphics engine, we would end up with a physics engine where you could simulate pretty much any piece of construction equipment. We're just in the point now of being able to validate that out. And this has been a big dream for us, and we're going to be starting to move to a place where there's hundreds and hundreds of really good vehicles on Roblox. And finally, we've made enormous progress in lighting. There's still enormous progress to come here. So we've been pretty good at predicting the future. And when we start to think about the next 5 to 10 years, we have to keep that kind of ninja skill going, because we're starting to make a lot of big predictions about the next 5 years. Let's talk about a few things that are coming right now that are kind of hot on our list that you're going to start seeing in the next probably 3 to 6 months. A little snapshot of some of the goals we've had for 2018. These lay on top of our vision, and we mix these goals with a lot of feedback from all of you. So it's not all vision. It's a little bit of growth, and it's a little bit of what we see from our developer community. But on the immersiveness thing, these are real Roblox screenshots from some of our new lighting engine. And it gives a little bit of a, let's keep down on the music there. Sorry about that, thanks. It starts to give a little bit of a view of where our vision is. And I'm going to talk about it in a second when we get to a next section. There's a time, maybe even 5 years ago, when we started to imagine that, whoa, this is interesting. We have both content like Netflix, but we have a social graph where people play the content, and that kind of comes together. How could we start to use all of that to help all of our users find better places to play? I'm really psyched that in the upcoming months, we're going to start releasing this. We almost think of it as a real-time homepage, where for all of our users, the people that they see, the places that they see are not static, like a Netflix recommendation engine. They're static mixed with what's happening right now. And we hope to give every user on Roblox, right now, where are all my friends? Right now, where are the interesting places to go? I think this is really going to help first-time users and retention. We've talked a little about playing around the world, and you've seen our translation toolkit emerge. Really psyched a couple days ago. We've launched in German, in Brazilian Portuguese, in addition to Spanish, and we have a few more languages coming. But this is really just the start, and we have two really big areas that we're going to focus on here. The first is, okay, we have maybe not even a top 50 developer, a developer who's starting to make a living, starting to get a little bit of a community all around the world, maybe in China, maybe in Latin America, maybe in Russia. How does that developer get their game fully translated? Our full vision, and we've really been thinking this for a long time, that developer needs to immediately open up and have crowdsourcing available from their own community. So we're not stopped. We really won't be stopped until all of you can just push a button. You'll have editors. You'll have content, contributors. You'll really be able to manage the curation of your game in hopefully as many languages as possible without a lot of work. So it's a big thing on our roadmap. The other technical thing under the covers as we start to look to China, South Korea, Russia, South America, is treating all of those countries as interconnected first-class citizens. And what that means is for some of you who may be watching your stats in South Korea, you may be getting some initial traction, but in South Korea, when we measure right now, we can see we're not quite as fast on game launch. We're not quite as fast on launching the app. We haven't fully built out a worldwide network. In the future, our commitment is super high performance anywhere in the world so that a great game can really become an international phenomenon. This next subject that I'm going to talk about is really, really sensitive, and I'm going to do a quick first time check. Maria, how are we doing? 0. Okay, go faster. Okay. So I'm going to go very quickly. The avatar is very sensitive. We've been the blocky avatar forever. For the future, when we have 10 times as many people on Roblox, we know we're going to need a wide array of avatars. Developers are going to create avatars. There's going to be a wide family of them. So behind the scenes, we have come up with this very elegant, awesome scheme to expand the range of the types of avatars on Roblox while still allowing a creator of classic Crossroads to very easily have all of the avatars in that place be 100% blocky Roblox avatars. That's the high-level thing. Because I'm live, I'm not going to share the details of it. But on this one in particular, I ask you to come up and talk to me if you want some details. I'll skip quickly. This is what we're going to end up with on Roblox, OK? And it's a system where avatars can be scaled by the user smoothly from classic blocky to 100% anthro. And simultaneously, the secret sauce is how do we stay true to the Roblox community and in classic Crossroads have everyone be blocky. So come up and ask me for this. This is going to be one of the biggest things we've ever done. We know the community is going to love it, as well as some people are going to go crazy on it. Trust me, we've thought this very carefully. I want to say kudos to the Avatar team who's been working on this plan for over a year now. It's going to be awesome. OK, so now we're going fast to wrap this up. It's the Dave Letterman show. It's I'm doing the monologue. We have 10 predictions for the next 5 years. We're hoping to hit a good chunk of these. First up, our developers are going to be everywhere. China, Russia, everywhere. We're going to have the tools to create a worldwide developer network. We expect to see 1 million concurrency. You know, we hit the 100,000 player concurrency. We'd like to see 10 times that. 1 million concurrency on a platform is really cool. We've seen also already what 100,000 looks like relative to maybe a platform like Steam. Some of our 100,000 concurrency games would be like right up there on Steam or some platform like that. So going for 1 million. A major brand, pick one brand. When they do a movie, they typically release a mobile game. We expect they'll release on Roblox. And the benefit is they can get our social graph across all devices simultaneously. It's going to be a much cooler place to introduce a cool movie game. As I mentioned earlier, hopefully in 5 years, one of your team's avatars, story, backdrop, maybe it's, I just met the team from Snow Shoveling Simulator. Like maybe there's a movie about snow shoveling. That's pretty funny. So prediction, movie's not about Roblox, movie about your creations. This number we're going to blow by, 50 million people learning to code. It's something we think about in our company and that the influence is much bigger than just our team. Awesome technical opportunity for us because we have the platform and because everyone has the Roblox app, not just video streaming, but immersive 3D streaming. You can watch wherever you want. You can follow whoever you want in the game. We think there's a whole new thing of 3D streaming, and it doesn't have to be VR-based. It can be on a phone. This one will blow everyone's brains, but ultimately, we see a vision where toys to life, Skylanders and that, is much bigger than a vertical thing, and where when I go and buy a Nerf blaster, hopefully I scan my Nerf blaster and I get it inside Roblox. And we'd like to do this in a way where every toy company just kind of says this is the place to be doing that. We'd like to see a Roblox, and this isn't a developer, this is probably a very large team, go over the 50 million in earnings mark. And we don't say payout to developers because we're all on this platform. We really say this is what a developer earns to bring home. And this could support a fairly large team of 100. And 100 is the design goal for the Roblox Studio team, the Roblox Developer Services team. How does a large team work? A lot of you have been asking me about source control, about things like that. How do we put that together? And then here's my favorite. Expect to see this on either CNN or Fox News, where the president of the US mentions his or her Roblox avatar. Woo! We have an amazing show with an amazing team of Roblox people. So flattered to be hearing all of your feedback. Look forward to talking with all of you. Thank you.